Business now. We've got Emile Donovan in the Wellington studio with a business chat. Emile, the Aussie owners of a couple of internet companies here have decided to stay, is that right?
That's right, yeah. So this is the telco, the Australian telco Vocus. So Vocus owns the Orcon and Slingshot internet operators here. Together they have about 15% of the broadband market. Now, last year, Vocus put both of those businesses up for sale. They needed to raise some cash to pay down some debt, and they didn't really consider either of the companies to be a core part of their operations. And look, there were a couple of interested parties here. The usual suspects really. Vodafone was interested, Spark was interested, 2 Degrees were interested, but none of them were prepared to pay the Vocus price, and so Orcon and Slingshot remain in unchanged hands. But Vocus has now basically turned heel. It says it's going to invest in those companies as it needs to increase its earnings. It saw its profits slump by a quarter in the 6 months to December, and while its Kiwi operations are bringing in just over $180 million a year, it wants more cash in the pocket, so it looks as though they're here to stay for the time being anyway. Oh,
well, good to see some other Aussies keen to stay here in New Zealand. But you've also got some breaking news for shareholders in Steel and Tube Holdings, I hear.
That's right, yeah. So we spoke to the company just about an hour ago. Now, they are warning their shareholders, their smaller shareholders, that a company called Zero Commission is about to make some unsolicited offers to buy shares for a low ball price, $1.88 per share. That is actually well below the value of the shares when the stock market closed today, which is $2.06 per share. So Steel and Tube Holdings wants its shareholders to know, they reckon there will be about 2,000 shareholders who might be affected and who might get an offer in the next couple of days. They want those shareholders to know it is not endorsing the offer, and it wants people to get financial or legal advice before acting on it at all.
And how are those markets going, Emile?
So the NZX Top 50 was down 15 points. That's about 0.18%. It ended on 8288. The Kiwi dollar was down about 0.5% against the major currencies. It's buying 71.1 US cents, 93.5 Australian, and 51 of your finest British pence.
Hey, thanks so much, Emile. Emile Donovan there with the business update from our Wellington studio.